So there's some news that came out about the Netflix's Avatar show, and it's not looking good, guys. Netflix's live-action Avatar series took out how sexist Sokka was in the original. A lot of moments in the show were iffy. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fuck. When Avatar The Last Airbender makes his live-action debut on Netflix next month, Sokka's sexism will be toned down considerably in an interview with Entertainment Weekly cast members, I'm gonna call her K, and Ian informed fans that Sokka's sexism was discussed during the live-action show's development. It was deliberately cut away at, as it had no place in the new remake. There's more weight with realism in every way, Oosley said, which prompted Kay to reveal, I feel like we also took out the element of how sexist Sokka was. I feel like there were a lot of moments in the original show that were iffy. There were a lot of things that were redirected just because it might play a little bit differently in live action. There are entire Reddit threads about Sokka's sexism discussing how the original Sokka, prior to his character journey, would make remarks like girls are better at fixing pants than guys, and guys are better at hunting and fighting and stuff like that.
Stop bugging her, Airhead. You need to give girls space when they do their sewing.
What does me being a girl have to do with sewing?
Simple. Girls are better at fixing pants than guys, and guys are better at hunting and fighting and stuff like that. It's just the natural order of things.
There was a conscious decision to show people that this is not the animated series. We had to sometimes unravel storylines and remix them in a new way to make sense for a serialized drama. So I'm very curious to see what will happen in terms of reaction to that. Avatar Last Airbender creators Brian and Mike Dante DiMartino spent 2 years developing the live-action adaptation for Netflix before they shocked fans by announcing their exit due to creative differences, which left Kim as the sole showrunner. He recently told Entertainment Weekly that it was absolutely daunting to stick with the show without them. You'd have to be an idiot not to be intimidated a little bit, Kim said. My first reaction after hell yeah was, holy shit, do I really want to do this? Is there a way to improve upon the original? Whenever you tackle something that's already believed by millions of fans, you have to ask yourself those questions. Avatar Last Airbender streams February 22nd on Netflix. Now, I don't like this, guys, and the reason why is the big elephant in the room: Sokka's character. Sokka's sexism was an integral part of his story. I'm not saying it was a good thing. The show even addressed it as a bad thing.
I would be honored if you would teach me.
Even if I'm a girl?
I'm sorry if I insulted you earlier. I was wrong.
It constantly challenged Sokka's way of thinking. He was remarked as a genius, he was remarked as very intelligent, but at the same time remarked as an idiot for some of the things that he would say about women, some of the things that he would say about the Fire Nation, stuff like that. He was a lot of things. Like I don't want to shout out definitions that I don't know about, like xenophobic, racist, and stuff like that. He had a very big bias and prejudice against the Fire Nation, and that his thoughts on that were deconstructed throughout the series as he found out that, wow, not everybody is the bad guy from the Fire Nation. Some people were just caught into this war. And in regards to his thoughts on women, those thoughts were kind of deconstructed in the third episode, and it wasn't automatically fixed, of course, because Sokka sees himself as a protector. That's what he grew up as, because the men in his village are gone. He is the only like man in the tribe. He's like about 14, 15 years old, and there's not a lot of young women in the tribe either. They're practically gone. You know, it's mainly just elderly and children. He's taking care of everybody. So of course he would have a fucked up view on what women are, or like what women are capable of, because he's always been in the role of protecting women. Like, he's always been in the role of women only taking care of certain things. And this is a even larger scale problem, because the whole water tribe in and of itself is a bit sexist. When you go up to the northern water tribe, women are primarily healers. They can only do healing. They can only use their water bending for that.
I think there's been a misunderstanding. You didn't tell me your friend was a girl. In our tribe, it is forbidden for women to learn water bending.
You know, you could speculate that this kind of passed down towards the southern water tribe as well. They have roles. Men do certain things, women do certain things. That's just their fucking culture. Now my thing is, what more are they changing in regards to the water tribe, and like how they see different things? Because sexism is a real thing, especially during a time of war. You know, people are going to fall into certain roles. The men are going to fight, the women are going to stay back and take care of their children. That's just what people do. Even though these guys are superpowered humans, these guys are also still, in fact, humans. And they do human things. Now, one topic that did come up is, like, you know, anyone can have superpowers, including these women. Like, anyone can bend.
But there must be other female waterbenders in your tribe.
Here, the women learn from Yagoda to use their water bending to heal. I'm sure she would be happy to take you as her student, despite your bad attitude.
I don't want to heal. I want to fight.
I can see that. But our tribe has customs, rules.
Well, your rules stink.
But when it comes to the culture of the Water Tribe, you know, you just fall into certain roles, especially in the Southern Water Tribe when there are no fucking benders. I hate it when my gut feelings are right. I had a bad gut feeling when Brian and Mike left because I've been hearing about this show for like years, like through rumors and like different, like articles like these have been talking about this show for like years, just like rumors and shit. But until it was confirmed that there will be a live action Avatar series, it was just in pre-production and stuff like that. And eventually Brian and Mike left, and I'm like, oh shit, because those guys leaving meant it must have been something really bad, or it was just something that like it was just too much that they were changing. So the property became something that was completely different from what they saw Avatar. And unfortunately, when you have a show and when you're broadcasting on a network, it isn't your show, it's the broadcasting network's show. So once they're making a show for Netflix, it is in fact Netflix's stuff. I don't know what's happening behind the scenes in regards to creative writing decisions and stuff like that. It seems like there's someone in Hollywood on Netflix's part that doesn't like certain things about the story, and when it comes to adaptations, we usually see that whoever's making the adaptation likes to write their own fan fictions about the source material. And that's essentially what the adaptation becomes. We've seen it many times. We've seen it with Harry Potter, we've seen it with Game of Thrones, we've seen it with what's that shit called, Wheel of Time. Any book adaptation, we've seen it. Any, like, I guess comic adaptation, anime adaptation, we've seen it. It happens a lot. Hopefully this isn't too bad, and the creative decisions that they made about the show would end up working for that version in the long run. Maybe I would have been more upset if I was watching the show and they changed that aspect. I don't know. They need to make it seamless. If you're gonna make your own thing, make it good. I'm very curious as to what they could do with certain characters like Azula, certain characters like Zhao, and if they're changing this aspect of Sokka and his background in like the Water Tribe itself. What are they going to change about the Fire Nation? And it makes me think, like, what are they going to change about the Northern Water Tribe? Because that whole place is sexist. What are they changing about Toph? I mean, that's going to be like season 2 or whatever. Like, this is adapting the first book, but I don't know. Like, what are they going to do about that? You know, it's just weird for me. You can cut out certain things. You can change certain things. You can rewire certain things to fit. Because I think the episodes are good. It's going to be like 8 episodes, 8 1-hour episodes. So you can only fit so much into it. But at the same time, like, I feel like we got some people behind the scenes that don't really understand core themes of Avatar. But that's just my big takeaway. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I know as more of you have been subscribing. I know as more of you have been viewing my content, and I thank you so much for that. Every like, every comment, every hate comment or dislike, it counts as interaction. It helps me in the algorithm. I think it's great. So I want to discuss about this. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I will see y'all later. Peace. That was fucking cringe. I got work on my outros and intros. Fuck. Shit.